It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
And all eyes are on Jared Goff.
He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Lions and the Giants.
Just ahead on EA Sports.
Call it Motown, call it the Motor City. To Lions fans, this is home. Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen. Greg, it's that time of the year. A little bit more urgency. The calendar page turns to November. We kind of know who the good teams are. The midpoint of the NFL season, always a great time to take a step back and look ahead to what's down the road for us.
Yeah, no doubt. And I always felt, even as a player, that you never really knew how good you were as a team or how good everyone else around the league was until you kind of got to this point in the year. November, December football. That's really where teams separate.
Another try with Brooks. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
He'll get this ahead for about 3. Brian Burns comes off the edge to make the play. They face second down and 7. On second down, it's Brooks. And he'll get this close to a first down. Gets about 7, maybe a yard short of the first down. They'll spread the formation here. Let's see what the call is on 3rd and inches. From the gun, it's got pressure, gets there, and down he goes. Brian Burns, the former Panther, in there for the sack. Out comes Riley Patterson to try the field goal. This one from 52 yards away. Patterson's kick is good. And the Lions will take a 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good, positive result.
Now return coming from the 7. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They'll be let out, Greg, by their quarterback, a first-round pick in the April draft.
Coming off a loss last time out, I think the #1 goal today, Mike, is he needs to make a bigger impact on the outcome of today's game. Last week, he was not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it was really just a modest performance. He was okay. Well, okay at the quarterback position is not a winning formula week in and week out in the NFL. They need him to be a difference maker. They need him to be a dynamic playmaker. He's capable of all those things, and if we can get that level of play out of him today, I think they can...
Oh, a loose football. The Lions have got it.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. 2nd and a yard. Quickly to Laporta on the RPO. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. On second down, Goff. Right back to Williams. They connect again. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
That's good for the Lions. First down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Goff. This one complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Number 14 with a pickup of 14. And a first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
They need 6 for the touchdown. Second and goal.
At the 6-yard line.
Handoff, running left is Brooks. Looking for a seam, but will not find one. He'll take this down to the 4-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's third and goal. To the goal line and in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. That is first touchdown this year. Riley Patterson now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Lions are out to a 10-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. Now on the return, he has lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. Special teams comes through again. We don't talk about it nearly enough, but sometimes the biggest plays of the game happen like that one. The kickoff return, fumble, recovered, and momentum swings again.
Everybody loves to see a big return, Mike, but the priority of any kick return unit, just give your offense a chance to possess the ball. And in this case, they don't do that. They turn the ball over, and now they find themselves back out there on defense.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On play action, Goff. To the right side, that's St. Brown. And he will get into the end zone. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Giants offense and their running back set to go once more. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. First and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. That is caught. It's Robinson. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Bellinger, the tight end, is the one in motion. They'll look to throw. Catch made, right side. It's Johnson. Take a look here at those receiving numbers from his game a week ago. A gain of 11 on that one. That's good for a Giants first down. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. Open man is Robinson. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. Not much there, a yard or two down to the 48. Jack Campbell, the former first-round pick, there to wrap him up. On play action, and he is going to go down. They sack him to end the first quarter. So they'll talk over what to do on this third down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. It's the Lions who have the early lead. And we are back to the Motor City in a moment. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. This defense hitting their ears back. Coming to get him again.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
The Giants sending out their punter. And a fair catch is taken. It is just inside the 20-yard line. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown and the rest of the Detroit offense heading out for their next possession. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They'll go play action with Goff. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Throwing on 2nd down. Goff. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Here's Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams.
A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
On 4th down, they'll turn to Ryan Stonehouse here to punt. Now, fair catch. He'll take it at about the 24-yard line. The Giants offense ready to get back at it. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll set up to throw. Right back to Johnson. He's got it again. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a 1st down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
That's caught left side by Bellinger.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
They'll look middle here and get it to Neighbors. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
A gain of 15.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down.
They'll look to throw again. Taken in right side by the tight end Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 10. How about 4 catches on this drive alone? Time to change the defense. This one gets him another 1st down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be 2nd and goal.
A gain of 7 brings up 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
Back to the air one more time. Good blocking, and he's in. Touchdown, Giants.
Well, after being shut out in the first half, it has to feel good for this offense, Mike, to just get on the board, get something going. But now the question we have to ask is there enough time to come all the way back?
Yeah, just some belief, right, Greg? Just let's watch these guys on the next few drives. Did that give them a little belief that they can stay in this game? Best way to start with that score. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Lions offense about ready to take over once more. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with 1st down. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. To the outside, that's St. Brown. He's close to a 1st down. To gain a 9, nice pitch and catch on 1st down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Catch is made by Wright. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
To throw is Goff. That is caught by Chark. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He's got Laporta open on the left side. A pickup of 14 on that one. 1st down, Detroit.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the 1st down.
That one taken in by St. Brown. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this 1st half. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. And he's in. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. His 2nd touchdown of this 1st half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Giants offense ready to see what they can do. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's taken in. What a catch by Neighbors.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Right back to Neighbors. He's got it again. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. This one is caught by Robinson. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. That's complete. It's Malik Neighbors. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. They'll look to throw yet again. Throw left side. That's Johnson. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. Bellinger, the tight end, is the one in motion. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. A short one there to Bellinger. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. Back to throw. The outside, caught by Neighbors. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. He'll look to throw. Open man is Robinson. And the Giants are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. That's going to be incomplete. They say no to the field goal, but that backfires. They're going to come away with nothing as this first half comes to an end.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And in the second quarter, it's the Bears who are out in front. Caleb Williams with 2 touchdown passes there. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they trail in that one as it's the one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Jalen Hurts, strong in the victory as his guys up their mark to 6-2 on the year. The Lions got a very strong performance out of their quarterback, Jared Goff. He got off to a hot start with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes, threw another for good measure in the second quarter. So he has been on target throughout. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far. But there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Giants offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. That is caught. It's Robinson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. On the ground, here's Tracy. And their woes in the running game continue. He's going to be taken down behind the line.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. This one pulled in by the tight end Bellinger. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A gain there of 21. First down, Giants.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Catch made, right side. It's Johnson. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag back in the backfield. Is it a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10. On the give, it's Tracy. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Motion man is Hyatt. They'll look to throw. He has Hyatt complete. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here's 3rd and 2. Now they'll set up to throw. This is caught toward the side of the end zone. Wan'Dale Robinson. Touchdown, New York. The teamwork was just ideal there. Greg, we don't see practice all week, but we see it pay off in the game.
And when you have a wide receiver, Mike, that can operate near the sideline, it just increases the amount of space that quarterback has to work with. He knows that he can put that ball maybe a little bit further away from the defender, knowing he's got the guy on the other end to not only secure the catch, but to keep his feet in bounds for a touchdown.
Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Throwing here is Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 36-yard line.
A carry now for Brooks. And this will be a Lions first down. The tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Off the play fake, here's Goff. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down as an incompletion. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. He'll go right and find his running back. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
On play action, Goff. He'll let this one go long for Williams. That is caught. What a throw. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions. 3rd down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the 1st down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that 1st down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
Extra point by Patterson is good. And the Lions will extend this 3rd quarter lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This returnable from the 4. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's caught left side by Bellinger. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. A big play for the Giants. It's a gain of 34.
We have to give some credit to the offense. They're doing their part as they try to claw their way back into this game. On their previous drive, touchdown. That big play now has them potentially on another scoring drive. If they can get some defensive stops and keep this up offensively, this game could start getting real interesting. So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play them man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That's to Robinson. He's got it. Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Bellinger, the tight end, is the one in motion. They'll look to throw again. Finding his tight end, Bellinger. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. Now it's Tracy looking to run. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. On the ground, it's right back to Tracy. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And the Giants are going to have a 1st and goal. Very nearly a touchdown. He's going to be marked out of bounds just shy of the pylon. 10 yards to pick up there, and that'll get him a new set of downs. This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. They'll throw out of the gun. That is caught, and it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Powering forward. He's in. Tyrone Tracy Touchdown, New York. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Lions offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. And this crowd certainly has liked what they have seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in. They have not disappointed, as they have the advantage here in the fourth. Room to run at the 40. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
2-possession lead, fourth quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
We'll go once more with Brooks. And they're going to get him down this time. Not as easy as the last carry. This time they drop him behind the line of scrimmage. Second down.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take him down for a loss.
He'll get this out wide, and he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle, gets him down behind the line. This a must stop for this defense, facing 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long.
Second and 6 at the 24-yard line.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late. Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
Pass pulled in by Tracy. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Back to throw. He'll get this out to his running back. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker. Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th, but they will turn it over on down.
So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down, but this defense was having none of it. nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on 4th down.
On the handoff, this is Brooks. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They'll go play action with Goff. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Brooks. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Throwing right, it's taken in, and he's in! Sam Laporta! Touchdown, Detroit! Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
On comes Patterson for the PAT. He's got it, and the Lions will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 3. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. Malik Neighbors heading out with the Giants offense for their next possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. And he's going to have to eat this one, and down he goes. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. That will make 3rd down a little more manageable. Good yardage gained on that one. In motion, it's Robinson. On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. He's got his tight end. That's Johnson. And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts. 13 yards on the catch there. That's good for a Giants 1st down. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. To the air now. On 1st. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. Hey, Greg, this has been something to watch. Let's go through some of these highlights. Touchdown after touchdown after touchdown.
And this is one of those games where dreams are a reality, Mike, and you just can't ever predict when you're going to have a game like today, where just every play call, every ball that you throw, every option that you have downfield is wide open and productive. It's pretty incredible, the ability for them to continue to have their way with this defense, because barring some sort of change from this secondary where they come up with some answers, I don't even think they're done scoring just yet.
2nd and 11.
45-yard line.
On the ground, they go with Brooks. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. brings up 3rd and 5.
Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. His 8th reception of the game, and good for a first down.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
So it's a win here for the Lions. They're able to erase the memories from a week ago. Game they really did struggle in. Look like a different group here as they respond with a solid victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olsen and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from downtown Detroit.